the people that I called, they told me that it was her, you know?
That's what we call rank hearsay. Did you get something from them to show it's her name? Because you could just be saying that to mess with her.
This is the plaintiff, Marvin Eric Hughes, Jr. He says the defendant is his ex-girlfriend, and she secretly got 2 credit cards and a loan using his line of credit and didn't pay them off, ruining his credit. That's right, this sneaky son of a gun has tarnished his good name. It has prevented him from being able to purchase a house he wanted to buy, and she must pay him back the $2,657.86 she owes him so he can move on with his life. That's why he's suing for just that. This is the defendant, Kawana Hawkins. She says she and the plaintiff lived together for 6 years, and he took out some credit cards for shared use for things like taxes, rent, insurance, and cable. Both cards were entirely paid off once they split up. She has no outstanding debt of any kind, and she has no idea how he can be coming after her for all this money today, because she simply doesn't owe him. She's accused of stiffing an ex. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,200 for a countertop the plaintiff burned while they lived together.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
You seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, so you two dated?
That is correct.
How long did you date?
Maybe like a year and a half or...
Okay, no children together, right?
I don't know the exact...
How long did you date?
period.
We've dated since high school.
Oh, did you graduate from high school a year and a half ago?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so on again, off again?
He had some issues where he went to Iraq and he also went to prison. So it was on again, off again, but I was still supporting him, yes.
Okay, so
Up until...
you've been together this last time and geographically together a year and a half where nobody was in jail and nobody was at war and nobody was abroad?
The year, I have no idea what he's talking about.
You don't know what he's talking about?
I have no idea.
All right, did you ever live together?
Yes, we did.
How long did you live together?
Over 6 years.
Over 6 years. Why?
Two
How on
residences.
earth am I getting two such very different stories from you guys? Did you live
want me to
together for
explain to
6
you?
years?
Want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah, did you live together for 6 years?
No. What happened was I met Kawana while I was living at my uncle's house. She was staying in a room at the time. What happened, she got locked up. Something happened. She, disappeared for a while. I got in some trouble. After all that was resolved, I met up with her again. I said hi, came over a couple of times. There was no real relationship. And then what happened, I had some family
How long did you live together?
Like a year and a half, man. That was about it.
And according to you, you lived together 6 years?
Yes, ma'am.
What were the 6 years you lived together?
3 years in Atlantic City and 3 years in Pleasantville.
Okay, how's that sound? Did you live together in Atlantic City?
Well, she was staying at a house in Ventnor or Atlantic City issue, and she stayed there. I came over every once in a while. I wasn't staying there, or whatever.
All right, let me ask you a question. At any point in time, while you guys were together, did you open up a credit card with both of your names on it?
That's negative, man.
Okay, what are you suing for here today, sir?
I'm suing for the stuff that I found on my credit report.
Okay.
And
what did you find on your credit report?
It was 2 credit cards that was taken out without my permission.
May I see the statements that you're suing for?
Well, I only have my credit report here. If you want to.
Well, the credit report isn't going to tell me when these purchases were made and whose names are on the card. Didn't you get the credit cards that are on that credit report?
Yeah, all the account numbers are on there.
Right. So didn't you get that before you filed a lawsuit so that you could have the copies, so that you could show me where all the purchases are and how her name is on it and all this? How are you going to prove anything you're saying? You're just going to show me your credit report and say, I don't know what this is, so it must be her? How are you going to prove that it's her?
I mean, like I said, the people that I called, they told me that it was her, That's what we call rank hearsay. Did you get something from them to show it's her name? Because you could just be saying that to mess with her.
You understand? So did you get, and are you literally telling me that you have come into court without the statements you're suing about?
I mean, all I have is the credit reports and all the file numbers and everything.
Yeah, and you want me to do the work?
You don't need to do any work.
When I look at that, how is that going to prove it's her? Does it have her name?
I mean,
does it have her name? Yes or no?
No, it doesn't have her name on there.
The only name it has is yours, right?
It doesn't have
So how am I not going to look at a credit report and say, yeah, you got bad credit, dude? How is that credit report going to tell me that she defrauded you to the tune of $2,650?
I called each one of them, the 2 credit cards.
And you didn't bother to get anything from them in writing to prove what you're saying?
I'm trying to explain this to you.
You can try to explain it to me all you want. Did you get something in writing? Yes or no?
No. But
and you're the guy who decided to file the lawsuit.
Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah, listen first to what I'm saying.
Right.
You're the guy who decides when to file the lawsuit.
All right.
You're the guy who decides, I'm ready. I'm ready for a case.
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove my case by a preponderance of the evidence. I'm gonna show she did this to me. And the way you're gonna do this is to come in and say, they told me it was her. That's how you're gonna do it?
Can I explain to you what happened? If you will let you
Is that how you plan to do it?
I mean, all they said, that's all they can give me right now. Because
that's all the credit company can give you.
Yeah.
Each and every one of those credit card companies
they said if I need to
can send you whatever you want because it's your statement.
Okay. They said if I want to get the whole accusation of her name and whoever else did it, because somebody else's name is on it, Mindy Johnson, and just these 2 people taking all the information, they said I had to get a police report. And I had to get the police to go into it.
I'm sorry, your name is on it too, or it wouldn't be on your credit report, right?
Yeah,
so that means you can get it because all you got to do is call the credit card company and tell them you need a statement.
I asked them for all the information.
Of course you can. Do you think I don't live? I wasn't born 5 minutes ago. I had been through this. I know exactly what credit card company. It's just too much work for you.
It's too much work for
now,
me.
I want to know what's going on. Who's Mindy what?
I don't know. She got a friend on the other on the credit report saying it's Mindy and Kawana Hawkins that took the credit card.
Wait, on the credit report, does it say Mindy and Kawana Hawkins?
Not on the credit report. I just got the account
What did you
numbers.
see? Can you show me anything that says Mindy and Kawana Hawkins?
I mean, all I got is my police
The answer is
report.
yes or no. Can you show me? Okay.
No.
Now, who's Mindy?
She is my best friend.
Okay. Did you and Mindy run off and get a credit card in his name?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why would he coincidentally have this information about a Mindy? What's going on?
Because she was living in the home and he tried to have sex with her without her permission. And she told me. And he said he did it as a ploy, as a ruse. For what reason, I have no idea. He comes up with these ruses to do something else. So
Excuse
that
me, ma'am.
was.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. What does this have to
she's
do with
talking
having
about right
Mindy's
now.
name on a credit card?
That's the only correlation I can make to where as though that's when he left the home, after I questioned him about the incident with Mindy.
What are you talking about?
Okay, but did you and Mindy then get a credit card?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All you would have to do is show me that after you broke up, someone is using a credit card in your name and her and Mindy's name are the ones on the credit card. How is it that you come in here without anything?
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me all you want.
Like I said, I called these people. All they said they could give me was the file numbers. They said that Kawana Hawkins took the thing out. I never used a credit card. I never made no purchases with a credit card. You understand, man? I never had this on my credit report. Only thing, I'm not trying to be, try to overbrush you or try to disrespect you or anything.
Listen, I'm not mad. I just want to explain to you how life works.
I understand.
If you want to prove that someone took a credit card out in your name, you can't just say it.
I mean, that's why.
That's all you're doing. You're coming in here and you're saying, I heard that X. I mean, all you had to do was take the time and trouble to get those statements. So you could show me, Judge, look, this is after we broke up. This is, I had nothing to do with it. Look at all the purchases, Judge. They start after we broke up, and they're all for, acrylic nails. Or, you could show me so much if you'd bothered to get the evidence in the case.
I'm going to say this one
You
more
literally have come here with nothing but the credit report.
I'm going to say this one more time, man. They said if I want to get the whole file on this thing, because I found out late, I need the police to go.
Good. So you went to the police, and what happened?
I went to the police. They gave me a hard time. They gave me this police report.
Okay, so now you have a police report. So then did you go back and tell all the credit card companies, here's my police report?
Yes, I did.
And then what happened?
They canceled all their credit cards.
Okay, that's good. And now did they send you all the statements? Or did
No.
you not bother to ask for them?
No, they said I couldn't get them because it was too late in time. Because the first one happened in 2010. You understand, man?
2000 what?
2010. That I found out this lady took a credit card out of my name and was still using it. You know?
Why? They have the records. Why would it be too late for you
I
to
don't know.
get?
That's what they told me. That's what they told me. I asked her, I said, can I get the records with her name on it? And they sent me nothing. They didn't send me nothing with her.
Well, Mr. Hughes, that's your misfortune, I guess. I don't know what to
whatever,
tell you,
whatever.
that you've never checked your credit to see that somebody was taking out, stuff in your name, or that you don't know how to work your way out of a paper bag and getting the documentation when you're explaining to them it's a fraud. I need to prove it to the police. Give me because they don't evaporate their records. It's all digital from 20 to this stuff is in cyberspace. It's very easy to get. I know because I get it all the time. You see? So I know what you're saying is not true, that 4 credit card companies or whatever you're suing on, you literally can't prove your case. You have come to me with your bad credit statement. And you say it's her fault, and you have nothing to show me.
So how did she get on my credit without me asking?
I'm sorry. Once again, I keep asking you, is her name here?
I understand that.
Is it?
No, there's no name.
Okay, so if her name isn't here, why do you keep saying, how did she get on my credit?
No, you telling me that I'm lying to you. I'm not lying to you.
No, I'm telling you that you're failing to prove it to me.
Okay.
Okay, but everything is okay. I'm not going to hit you with a bat. I mean, I don't quite understand. I do not understand how you come to court with nothing but a bad credit report, as opposed to doing the work that litigants are supposed to do, which is going and getting, look, Judge, here's the statements. These statements show that everything was at a such and such a date. And so what's the deal? There was a credit card for 8 years that was getting used and just got canceled when you got involved? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying they told you? Oh, for 8 years, people have been making payments?
That's what they told me, man. I'm not trying to sit up here and
Yeah, but I know, but you can't prove it.
That's
That's where the problem lies. I can't just hear you say that and say, pay this man thousands and thousands of dollars, even though he didn't bring me a single statement with your name on it. You have a counterclaim against him for $2,200. Why?
For a burnt countertop, ma'am.
For a burnt countertop from when, sweetheart?
The Thanksgiving.
You guys last lived together when?
2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, not in 2010.
No, that's
Okay.
a lie too.
So 2 years ago you lived together, and what happened?
I've been with him since high school. That's how he came up with 2010. You see, he just denied any knowledge from high school until then.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I need you to stop talking over her, and I mean it.
She
Okay?
keep lying on
It
me.
doesn't matter. That doesn't mean you just get to bark while she's talking. I took testimony from you, and I wouldn't let her
All right,
interrupt.
understand,
She
man.
didn't try. Stop trying to interrupt her. Go.
No problem.
Okay, so the Thanksgiving when his dad, his brother, and his brother's girlfriend came over for dinner for Thanksgiving, he actually took a burning pot and put it directly onto the countertop, which is not great countertop. So it completely burnt. It's literally.
And you've decided to sue him for that now. Why?
I actually told him because we were still in a relationship. I had no idea that we wouldn't be in a relationship.
No, why would
anytime
anybody
soon.
ever think that there could be a time when two people could actually break up? There's no reason to plan for that. Go ahead.
So I told him when we moved from this apartment, because when we get our new apartment, he had nothing to do with the security. He didn't pay the first month's rent or security, but I did tell him because it's his burn, it's his responsibility, but I'm willing to be nice enough if when we move forward to our next place to go half on the damages when the landlord hits us for the damages. However, January.
That's not the kind of thing people who are living together as boyfriend and
I'm
girlfriend
nice.
say
I
to
have
each
proof
other.
that I'm very.
In
I
fact,
was
what you said
very
in your
nice to
answer to
him.
the complaint was, if he's going to sue me for something I didn't do, then I'm going to sue him for something he did. That's what you said in the complaint.
That was
I agree with that.
misconstrued.
I'm sorry. I mean,
And
That was misconstrued.
Who is the? Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
In 2014, you're writing her an IOU, but you're saying that in 2010 she was racking up charges on a credit card. If in 2010 she was racking up charges and those were being paid, then, and you guys are living together, wouldn't you be getting the mail too?
exactly, man. That's what I was trying to tell you. This lady's lying.
No, that means you would be lying. I'm saying when you say that
wasn't-
you don't know anything about a credit card, and you say that the credit card was taken for household expenses,
That is correct.
and that he knew. But then, how did Mindy's name get on it?
Mindy is a pawn in his game.
Okay,
too.
I don't want to hear any more about that. You've already told me that. That's not explaining how Mindy's name is on it. How does Mindy get on it?
I have no idea.
Have you spoken to Mindy?
I have spoken to Mindy. I have.
And
About this incident,
Yeah.
I knew she had no involvement with this incident at all whatsoever.
okay, but if Mindy's name is on the credit card, how would it have gotten on there?
To my knowledge, Mindy's name is not on any credit card.
So he's just making that up and throwing in who your friend
Yes,
is.
ma'am. Because of the incident that they encountered.
Okay. And according to you, when did the kitchen happen?
Oh, what kitchen are you talking about now?
The kitchen counter.
I'm not too fond about the kitchen counter.
You're not too fond about it?
Exactly.
So you burned it on purpose?
Listen to me, man.
I just
I
did.
didn't say I burned it on purpose.
Okay.
All I remember, I wasn't in her house 2 years ago. I wasn't in her house 4 years ago. I've been out of her house for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She kicked me out.
Were you there for Thanksgiving?
It was like 4 years ago she's talking about. You know?
Okay.
And my dad did come over. My dad and my brother did come over for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And they, they got in an argument with her and everybody left. But however,
Did someone burn the counter?
yeah, I burned the counter, but she came back and I paid her for that already.
You paid her for that? That
Yes.
doesn't sound like something couples
Exactly,
do either.
ma'am.
Was this a rental?
This is a rental, yes. It's,
Okay. The thing that got burned was a rental?
Yeah, because
it's a rental property,
Right.
yes.
So did money come out of your security deposit?
I have not moved yet.
Oh, so you still are there?
Yes, that was my
He
contingency
says he paid
with
you.
him.
Did he pay you?
No, ma'am.
How long have you been living at that place?
I've been there for at least 7 years now.
All right, I have no idea if the statute of limitations ran on that or not because I don't really know when it is that happened. I also find it funny that you filed only because he filed against you. And I find that sounds like you realize it was an accident and if you guys are, I just don't see it. And I also don't see $2,200. Where do you come up with that figure?
I got an estimate.
Where is it?
Actually, truth is I had the estimate. I had where he actually, I always write down an IOU and a list. He has this thing where he steals the documents that he knows where he owes me.
Okay, so back up.
They are,
Did you ever have a written estimate, yes or no?
yes, ma'am.
Where is it? You're saying he stole it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, y'all deserve each other. All right, on your lawsuit against her, 0. On her lawsuit against you, 0.
So in this suit versus countersuit, no one wins their case in this case. Mr. Hughes, what are you thinking?
I mean, I knew this was going to happen when I first got here because when I came here, I told them that, I couldn't get the right paperwork and I knew this lady was going to lie on me. And
You could have done some work to find out and get proof.
I already told them. They told me I need the police work to get the files off because that's what they asked me to do.
Well, it's your fault for not getting the evidence from the credit card company.
It doesn't matter. I still got a judgment against her, and we're taking this all the way.
You are?
Yes.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much.
All right.
Ms. Hawkins?
Yes, hi.
All right. What are you thinking about what just happened? You're not getting anything out of this. You're not getting...
I don't think my
anything from the counter.
counterclaim was fair. I think all of my documents should have been looked at of how generous and nice I've been to him and how he definitely abandoned me during income tax season.
Do you have the credit cards
No, I don't have the credit card.
in his name?
No, I don't have a credit card in his name.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Harvey?
Well, look, I mean, this is the most basic thing, Doug, in the people's court over all the years we've been on the air, that when you come to court, you need evidence. And guess what? They didn't have something. You know what they didn't have? Evidence. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Janet Costello. She says the defendant has been doing roofing jobs for her for the past 14 years. And on the most recent job she hired him for, he messed up. He didn't do a good job. She had a leak in her kitchen, and the defendant gave her the royal runaround for so long, she had to hire someone else to fix the roof. This is a bad way to treat a good customer, and she has no other choice but to sue him in this court for the $2,770.10 she's rightfully owed. This is the defendant, Michael Alamia. He says the plaintiff has 5 different roofs on her house, and he worked on only one of them. He tried to explain the leak in the kitchen was coming from one of the roofs he didn't work on, but the plaintiff can't seem to understand that, so here they are. He's accused of shoddy roofsmanship.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff hired the defendant to do some roof work for her, but she says that the guy did a lousy job and the roof leaked into the kitchen. But the defendant says the leak came from a different area of the roof and he doesn't work for free. It's the case of this roof isn't on the house.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Ms. Costello, you have previously hired the defendant on several occasions to do work on your house, correct?
That's correct.
And the most recent time that you hired him was June of 2019.
That's correct.
And in April, you also hired him.
Correct.
What did you hire him to do in April?
In April, he came out to cover my dormer windows on my 3rd-story roof.
So I see that in June, the work was on a 2nd-story main roof. Main roof as opposed to what?
Is that the most current one?
Yes. Well, I don't know. June?
That was on a dormer.
Okay, I don't know what a dormer is.
That was on a part of the 2nd story.
Okay. And the kitchen, the roof on the kitchen is a 1st story?
It's above the 1st story, that's correct. In April.
No. Is it underneath that roof we're talking about, or
It's
is
underneath the roof. It's underneath the main roof, correct.
Okay, hold on. Is there a story on top of the kitchen?
No.
Right.
Yes.
So there's one story where
Correct.
the kitchen is.
Correct.
And you're talking about, on June 22nd, you're talking about work that was done on the 2nd story.
Front.
Yes, 2nd story?
Front.
Okay, front 2nd story.
Yes.
But in April, what did you do?
I believe they were coatings on existing roofs that didn't belong to me. They weren't my work.
Okay, but what's a coating?
Coating's a liquid aluminum that goes on the flat roof to help it last.
Okay, how long is it supposed to last if I pay you to do that?
Anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Okay, and is there a warranty on that?
No, not on the coating. Very rarely does anybody give a warranty on a coating.
Well, how
'Cause
long?
it's not the-
If it should last, how long did you say?
An approximate is 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, not 3 to 5 months. 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
All right, because you had problems right away. Right away in 3 months.
In 4 months, in October.
In October, actually,
Correct.
that's 6 months later because the coating was in
No,
April.
I'm sorry,
it
Your
wasn't
Honor.
in June.
The coating was in June. It was
No,
the end of...
coating was in April. The coating on the 1st story, because you ended up with a leak in your kitchen in October, right?
I ended up with a leak in my kitchen in October.
Okay.
Correct.
So the coating of the other portions of the roof were in April, not in June.
He did the dormer work in April, on April 9th. He did the 2nd-story main roof in April.
And the coating
The
of
May 30th invoice was for the
May
coatings.
30th. I don't even have that one. There was another time. I don't have an invoice for May 30th. Please hand me that.
Sure. At that time,
No, this is June 22nd. This is the
Where it says
invoice
that-
dated June 22nd, ma'am. I
Okay.
already have that.
Okay, the
I
date-
have 2 invoices. I have April and June.
okay.
Is
All right,
there
well,
a third one?
No. The
Okay.
invoice that's dated June 22nd, I was looking at the date of the plans, which was May 30th.
Okay, so let's just go
Okay.
by the June 22nd. But on the
Okay,
June
that's fine.
22nd one, that's not the time of the coating. The coating, what do you call coating in here? Because the word coating doesn't appear in either. What is it coating?
Aluminum,
Aluminum what?
asphalt, aluminum coating.
Keep talking. Install aluminum capping?
No.
What? Keep talking. Give me the whole phrase.
I don't have it in front of
Modified aluminum.
Okay, I don't know who you are, but you don't even have a microphone, so don't yell from your seat in a courtroom. It's not a sport game. But thank you for trying to be helpful. Dude, This is a really simple question. I'm going to hand you your 2 invoices.
Okay.
Tell me when you coated the kitchen, the roof on top of the kitchen. And tell me the words you used that weren't coating, or tell me if I missed the word coating. You end up with a leak in your...
I'm sorry. Number 4, install coat of aluminum asphalt to second-story main
What
roof.
date is that invoice?
That is August 22nd of 19.
August 22nd.
Yes.
Okay, hand it over. That's June 22nd. I know which one.
June, I'm sorry.
All right. So on June 22nd is when you coat all of the roof, including the roofs that you didn't install or whatever you
Yes,
said.
Your Honor.
All right. And what happens after June? That's June 22nd. Now, 4 months later, in October, there's a leak in the kitchen. How do you discover the leak?
Correct. I had my kitchen redone in October. 2 days after it was redone, I had rain.
You had what?
Rain. It rained.
It rained.
Yes. And we were decorating our kitchen, and we noticed the wall was bubbling out because the water was leaking through the wall, bubbling out the paint.
Okay.
So that's when I noticed I had the leak
So what'd
in
you do?
October. I called my Jim.
Who's Jim?
Jim over here. Who's
And
seated.
what's Jim do for a living?
He redid my kitchen. He's
Okay.
a contractor. I called him and showed him a picture and said, we have a problem. So I was having a heart attack. I just spent thousands of dollars on my kitchen.
Okay.
So he came out the next day with his brother Brian, my witness, who's a roofer.
Okay.
He went up on my roof, took pictures of where the leak was occurring above my
Do
kitchen.
you have those pictures?
Yes.
May I see those pictures?
Yes. Yeah. These are the before pictures. Thank you.
These pictures are taken on top of what portion of the roof? Right on top of the kitchen?
Yes, the first picture is the drain box on the kitchen roof, which is where the leak was occurring.
And that's what had been supposedly coated by him with aluminum, yada, yada.
So it was supposed to be reflashed and coated. Reflashed means you apply roofing cement around all the perimeters, the pipes, the edges, the drain box, and then you apply the silver coating.
When you say it was supposed to be reflashed, says who? Is that what it says in his invoice, or you're saying that's the right way to do it?
Well, that is the right way to do it.
Right, but are you saying that's what she paid for and she didn't get?
On number 3, it says 3-ply asphalt cement and asphalt fabric to all flashings, which the drain box would be considered one of the flashings.
And it wasn't?
And it was not mucked, no.
Okay. And you know it's not muck because what? Because you can see it, because muck is what color?
Muck is black.
Black.
And it stands out a lot darker.
Yeah.
And also, from experience of being a roofer, when people silver coat roofs without mucking, you can tell because they silver coat
That's
it to
mucked,
the edge.
right?
Yes, that's muck, but it's not new muck.
Okay.
So I do have pictures of what fresh muck would look like.
Okay.
And I have the after pictures.
How old is this muck? You can't tell by looking at it, right?
It's certainly older than 4 months.
That looks like one of the pictures of something he did on the dormer roof up top.
Some other time, like
Yes.
April or
Yeah,
something. All right.
yes.
So show me what work you did. You got paid $1,010 to fix the roof, correct?
Yes.
And what is the work that you did to fix the roof?
So I reflashed all the roofs with roofing cement and fabric.
Which is also something she had paid him to do,
Yes.
right? Okay.
And on the top A-frame, when he installed his rubber,
What's a top A-frame?
So she has her kitchen roof, she has a side bay roof, and then she has her main roof, which is on a slight
Oh, so
slant.
you did work on the
and
main
then
roof
she has
too?
the dormer,
What'd you do
yes.
on the main roof?
I reflashed all the flashings, which were
Because?
supposed to be already done.
And because there was no flashing? What do you mean reflashed?
With roofing cement and fabric.
Oh,
So
because none of it had been done with
It was supposed to
roofing
be
cement.
done, but it wasn't done properly.
Okay, so I'm looking at the 622 bill, and you charge her for cement and asphalt fabric to all flashings, and he's showing me pictures and saying certain things about your work, and why isn't he right?
Because, Your Honor, it was done before he did all his work. So it was coated over. It was all done prior to him. He can't possibly tell if I did that or not.
Wouldn't the black show
No,
if you did it?
because
Why
after-
wouldn't it?
Because after the black cement was installed, it's black cement, that's the flashings. The coating is silver, goes over it.
Does it? How come it didn't go over it here in your work? Number one. And number two, why is there a text from your wife saying to him, are you the wife? Yeah, sorry. Because I'm about to out you on the text, okay? Why is there a text on your from your wife saying, receive the pictures today? That's on November 5th. I will show to Mike and get back to you. And not until November 18th, which is 13 days later, 2 weeks later, is there a response from you, Janet, my phone went down again. Brand new phone and it acts up. With that said, Michael wants to know if he can come out one more time to try to fix the cracks. Coatings do not cover cracks, but 3-ply fabric will. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you. Why are you mentioning 3-ply fabric as though it's something you hadn't done?
This is me, though.
It is you, but
Right.
you are only parroting what your husband tells you.
No, I did that on my own.
You just made up the 3.
He wasn't home. My
So
phone
you made
was
up
down.
stuff. Mike wants
I
to
didn't make
know
it up.
if he can come out one more time to try to fix the cracks. Coatings do not cover cracks, but 3-ply fabric will. She was charged for the 3-ply fabric. Is a 3-ply fabric what is put on? What's black? The 3-ply fabric?
So yes, it's a layer of roofing cement, and then it's a layer of mesh fabric that goes on the cement, and then a layer of cement over the fabric.
And according to you, that's not there at all. There's no
No.
silver paint covering it. It's
Yes,
just not there.
you can clearly tell the difference.
Okay. All right. Now you end up paying them because you don't hear from these folks. Why was it that 2
My
weeks
phone,
passed?
I don't know why she didn't call Michael, but my phone was down. Well,
Okay,
for
your
3
phone
weeks.
was down is a you problem. It's not a her problem.
I understand
and
that.
Stop. I see the text where she's texting you. Are you the receptionist for the bill for
Yes.
the business?
Yes.
Okay, so she texts you. She tells you she has a problem. You know she has a problem, and you don't get back to her for 2 weeks. So why is that okay?
Your Honor, it didn't work that way. It did not happen
No, I'm
that
looking
way.
at the text.
I know, but she was mixed up. This was another leak. There was another leak before this bathroom leak, this kitchen leak,
This is in November. It's
the porch leak. Can I address the?
Wait, no,
plaintiff?
I don't want to get confused. What are you saying? There was another leak. This is the dates of these texts are November 2019.
Okay.
The other leak he's talking about happened long before November,
Yeah.
and it was taken care of.
Yeah.
porch?
Totally different.
Yeah, the porch is different. These texts are from November. She says, we've got a problem. And then she doesn't get back to her for 2 weeks. Why didn't she call Mike? She called you and told you there was a problem. Do you have a separate number for him?
I didn't at the time, no.
Okay. So it's not until 2 weeks later that
I've
your
always-
business contacts her, and by then she's already hired him and fixed it.
Ma'am, the number's right on the contract.
I don't care. Why did you wait 2 weeks to get back to her?
I didn't have a phone.
Lady, for 2 weeks.
I did
you
not
couldn't
have a
borrow
phone.
Mike's phone, the one you said she should reach Mike on?
I didn't know she got in touch with me. Like, she texted me.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying. I have a
Ron.
text to you on November 5th.
Okay. When she texted me, I did not get it because I did not have a phone. By the time I got my phone
No,
back.
no. Let me read the text on November 5th. What did he do? Only roof he did was your main roof. The rest were only coatings, so the only one is your main. And then she very artfully asks, what does coating include? To which you answer, so you've got a phone because you're answering.
Yeah, I
no
did then.
guarantees unless it was his rubber roof to begin with. Should it crack after 4 months after it was coated? And you answer, so apparently you still have a phone. That is a question I need to ask Mike. I can't right now. I will when he's out of a meeting. Then she sends you, all that happens when? In October? When were all these?
That was probably in October. Towards the
Late
end of
October?
Correct.
Then on November 5th, she apparently sent you pictures through text or through email.
No, I actually, after I saw all the pictures.
How'd you send the pictures?
My attorney sent a letter, and we emailed it on October 31st.
So November 5th, receive the pictures today. I will show Mike and get back to you. And then there's a 2-week gap that you don't get back to her. Why?
Quite a few reasons. My daughter was in the hospital with a brain bleed. My phone had went down. I had no reception in the hospital, and nor at that point did I care. My daughter had a grade.
And that's
had
fine, but
brain
there are
bleed.
consequences. to
I
that.
understand that.
Okay. Did you want? Yes.
Yes, please. She's confused at this point. What she addressed when she was going through all this, she did not understand what was going on
Okay.
at the plaintiff's house.
Okay.
I've been doing this. I've been doing her
I don't
work
care how
for-
long you've been doing this. If that's who you have answering the questions of a client, that's on you, what you're saying.
She had gotten mistaken, and she had a miscommunication.
Okay, why don't you answer about what the testimony was from this roofer about your work? Why don't we respond to that?
I will. Everything that is on that contract was done. All right? Everything he did on his own. He made it up. He made his contract up.
Don't be hostile. I don't want a problem in my courtroom. Go on. Go on.
Okay? I know these gentlemen. Okay?
How do you know them?
He's worked for me, the brother, and
The brother
yeah,
worked for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not even in business. They don't even have a letterhead. They're nothing.
I don't know what that means.
They created this contract,
Okay.
and the plaintiff wanted to blame somebody for this leak.
Okay.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
I'm sorry. Back it up. Are you a licensed roofer? Yes or no?
I work for a roofing company. I don't own my own business.
Okay. Are you a licensed roofer?
Did you see his contract?
Are you a licensed roofer?
I sure am,
Let
for
me see your
30
license.
years.
Let me see the license.
I didn't bring a license with
Are
me.
you?
I have.
Step on up and switch with your brother. Are you a licensed contractor?
Yes, ma'am. I have 7 licenses.
Do you happen to have a roofing license?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do you happen to have your contractor license with you?
I have my number, yes. I have
Okay.
a picture of my number.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever go up on the roof?
Yes, I went up with my brother the first day to check it out after she
And when
called
you
me.
looked at it, did you determine the same things your brother testified
Absolutely.
to?
You can see clear as day all the cracks.
Did you work for him at some point?
Well, I know him through a guy that worked with me for 6 years. He hired me to do a job for him that I did for a good price because he's a nice guy. I don't, have a problem
Did you
with
guys
him.
part amicably?
No, not at all.
You didn't have any problem?
Not at all.
No.
I still don't have a problem with
Oh,
him.
why is he calling you you kind of call them
no, I'm
clowns who
calling
made up
his
stuff.
brother.
Yeah, but you have a problem now because he just said that he went up there and he saw the same thing and he's a contractor.
Yeah.
So now what? I'll tell you now what.
You have two people.
Verdict for the plaintiff in the amount of the $1,010 that she had to shell out because nobody got back to her when she explained the problem. That problem shouldn't have been there, and it shouldn't happen 4 months after she paid for something to be done. Hold on, there's more she's suing for. You have $1,000 in attorney's fees on account of what? A letter?
I conversed
Did you
with
pay
him.
$1,000 for an attorney?
I have an invoice that
Yeah, but
is
you're not going
payable
to pay
at
that because the guy's a buddy of yours or a woman's a buddy of yours, right?
well, he gave me
Yeah,
a
I know
break
how that
on
goes.
it.
All right,
so-
interest and the amount paid, well, that would be redundant to also return $750. If you were able to be made whole, as you said many, many times.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, we didn't even talk about that. Apparently, they repeatedly said, or she, as his agent, repeatedly said that they were going to send you the money. Please wait through the holidays. Please give me until January, blah, 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 blah.
Correct.
Right? And then they never paid you.
Correct.
Right. And then you got the attorney involved in a lawyer letter again,
Correct.
I guess, and then you filed. Correct? But you are right as to what you said in those texts. I want to be made whole. But
Correct.
being made whole, if I order them to pay the $1,010, you are made whole.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay? So you couldn't also get the $750. So my verdict is in your favor in the amount of the $1,010.
So the plaintiff gets a judgment for just over $1,000. The defendant's just come out. Just step over here, sir.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yes.
about the judgment? What's your
I
opinion?
think the judge was just confused with everything going on with the other roofers contractors.
I think you have to know about roofing to understand it.
I mean, it's their word against
Explained it
mine.
pretty good to her.
I know, but she just didn't understand. I've been doing this for 30 years. They just stepped on it. It's a thing that happens.
Well, it looks like you've lost a customer.
What?
It looks like you've lost a customer, right?
On her account, not mine.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
That's her decision.
Yes,
So you're going to have to live with it.
absolutely.
Okay. Sorry about that. All righty. Ms. Costello, if you'll step out here. You were suing for a lot more than you got, but
Correct.
You're okay with this?
Yes, I'm fine with it. As long as I got back the money that I had to pay out to fix his mistakes.
To be made whole.
Correct.
You are finished with him, I guess, at this point,
Totally
right?
finished.
He's done a lot of work for you in the
Totally
past?
finished. Correct.
But no more.
No more.
Okay.
A man's only as good as his word, and his word's no good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. You may go. Harvey?
So, Doug, you do have to give a contractor the ability to come back at least once and try to fix the job. The thing is, she couldn't find him, so she did the right thing.